us with free, fair, and transparent elections. And the recent conference held by the United States with so many African leaders emphasized the holding of free, fair, and transparent election all over Africa, or for the countries that are holding elections next year. Because everyone agrees that that is the only way for stability, national stability, national security, and development. The Liberian People's Party has clear views based on our experience as a party that the only way to hold free and fair elections under the circumstances is to follow the schedule. The Elections Commission is behind its own schedule. So we are sending a warning sign, as you will hear when the statement is read. And I just want to call on all parties in this country, all democratic forces, to join the Liberian People's Party in this clarion call for free, fair, and transparent election. Thank you. You may proceed.
Thank you. Liberian People's Party.
Let me set the ground rules for many of you from the various media house. After the reading of the statement by Comrade Angeline, we'll entertain 10 questions, and you will be recognized before you ask the question. And then on and word and onward. So, Comrade, you can go ahead.
Thank you. Liberian People's Party. Statement on day of activism.
Yo, our president Messiah, yo, we are around, leader and teacher, yo.
Tiens one more, vend la partie, tiens one more, Marseille party, c'est tiens one more, our leader and teacher, yo. Next president of our republic, yo. Il can't money, nothing in the country, yo. Web to the economy, yo.
Manda. Say yo. Il a tout disculpé, c'est Zayo. NDC boss must go Zayo. She has zero understanding about electoral matter. Zayo.
Criminal dog we are. We are in a serious embarrassment. Yo. We are in a serious embarrassment. Yo. Mana. C'est quoi? We stand with all progressive forces. C'est quoi? Down, we have criminality. Down. Koji gets terrorism. Down. Mana.
Say yo, we see all the dirty being in the country. Say yo, I want to bring and clean the place. Say yo.
Manda, Libacien, on est de rien. Yo, a symbol of integrity. Yo. Go for the masses. Yo. Manda.
Okay.
Thank you. Liberian People's Party. Statement on day of activism to rescue the state. 21st December 2022. Whereas Article 1 of our Constitution provides that, quote, all power is inherent in the people. All free governments are instituted by their authority and for their benefit, and they have the right to alter and reform the same when their safety and happiness so required. In order to ensure democratic government which respond to the wishes of the government, the people shall have the right at such period and in such manner as provided for under this Constitution to cause their public servants to leave office and to fill vacancies by regular elections and appointments. Whereas the Liberian People's Party senses a looming constitutional crisis if appropriate countervailing measures are not promptly instituted. Whereas LPP has observed that the National Elections Commission, NEC, has failed to meet its own timeline concerning the electoral process. Whereas voters' registration, which was earlier postponed and rescheduled to commence on 15th December 2022, was yet again being postponed by the NEC to a yet undeclared date. Whereas Liberian People's Party draws the Liberian people's attention to the fact that unlike activities such as the National Housing and Population Census and National Referendum, which can be postponed without disruption to the electoral process, the date set for general and presidential elections cannot be postponed without invoking a constitutional crisis. Whereas President Weah's term of office officially ends on 15 January 2024, the date of inauguration of the newly elected president, whereas if due to the fault of the NEC, elections are not held on the second Tuesday in October as provided for in the Constitution, it will constitute a warrant violation of our Constitution, which could imperil a successful transition. Whereas Liberian People's Party foresees a looming constitutional crisis if nothing concrete is done to attest the cascading degeneration in the electoral process, for which this day of activism to rescue the state is hereby declared, and whereas the central theme of this statement is a clarion call to mass action to prevent a national crisis precipitated by kleptocracy, Christ's ignorance, dishonesty, lack of love for country, gross incompetence, and general disregard for the rule of law. Now, therefore, and in view of the foregoing, the Liberian People's Party recommends the following proposed corrective measures. 1. That the National Elections Commission be reformed or overhauled, beginning with the appointment of a new chairperson. 2. That in order to enhance transparency and accountability in the electoral process, the government of Liberia should invite the international community to provide a panel or experts to serve as a counterpart body to assist the National Elections Commission conduct a transparent and problem-free elections. 3. That the government of Liberia requests the international community to provide a technical expect to assist the NEC Data Center during voter registration and the voter population processes. 4. That the government of Liberia implement the recommendations from a NEC or UNDP workshop calling for the setting up of an ad hoc panel of judges drawn from their current crop of judges to handle all disputes arising from the conduct of the elections in order to reduce delays due to a possible heavy cash law or election dispute reaching the Supreme Court. 5. That the legislature directs the National Elections Commission to state a definitive date no later than January 15, 2023 for the commencement of the voters registration exercise in order to give ample time to potential voters, especially first-time voters, to familiarize themselves with the voting procedures. 6. That given the delayed in conducting the national housing and population census and the potential delay in constituency demarcation, the electoral districts currently in use be retained for the conduct of the 2023 elections. 7. That the current optical mark reconnection process used in previous elections be retained as opposed to the biometric registration process, which time constraints certainly militants against. Number 8. That giving the random and discriminate issuance of national ID cards by the National ID Card Registry to unqualified individuals, especially foreigners, the use of national ID cards in the 2023 voter registration process be barred. 9. That the legislature, in exercise of its oversight responsibilities, give special preference to budgetary appropriations for the 2023 elections and exert extraordinary pressure on the executive branch for all disbursements required by the NEC to be timely made. And 10. That all political parties, civil society organizations, and the integrity of our citizenry consider these matters as a patriotic obligation and remain seized with ensuring scrupulous compliance by responsible actors by way of meticulous and continuous monitoring of the unfolding processes leading to the 10 October 2023 elections. I thank you all.
Manna, wait, manna, wait, manna, wait. Manna, wait, manna, wait, manna, wait, manna, wait, manna, wait, manna, wait.
We also not in the same. We are not in the same. So we are. Yo. President. Yo.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, you just heard a reading of the press statement. And as I said from the beginning, we're going to go by the protocol. We will entertain 10 questions. And when you're about to ask your question, your name and the media house from which you come, you will be recognized by me. Yes, sir.
All right, so my name is Springs, and I report for Pram FM in Monrovia and Focus on Liberia TV from the U.S. So I have a question to you, Honorable. One of the concerns raised is the delay in the commencement of the voter registration process. But you're also calling for the removal or the changing of the chairperson of the National Election Commissions. So what happens? What happens are you telling the public that if the chairperson is changed, does that mean the time has been reversed? Or is it that the time you actually have concern with? Which of the two? Is it the chairperson in person or the time delayed?
The chairperson's removal and replacement will enhance the integrity of the commission. It is public knowledge that the chairperson was accused of conflict of interest, and the Elections Commission, in my view, is the #1 integrity institution in Liberia when it comes to peace and stability of this country. So a removal and replacement is quite important.
Yes, sir.
And even after that, there will still be a quorum. With the quorum on the Elections Commission, they can proceed with voter registration. There's no need for delaying voter registration, because we are saying it should not be based on the result of this national census, because the data or express are saying that the data will not be trusted, will not be credible. So it should not be used to determine the electoral process.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm Edward Palmer. I run the manifesto newspaper. I'll talk to you on the other phone. We are not entered the process yet, and you start to sign the early caveat. What is your fear? Do you foresee some negligence ahead?
I just told you that we have experienced 3 cardinal cases in our history, and each of them has led to national crisis. We removed our president violently in 1871. We removed our president in 1927 by threatening the president by the Senate here that if you don't resign, we will impeach you. In 1989, as a result of majority of the politicians not believing in the credibility of the result announced, we had national crisis. So we are doing what they call early warning sign. This is early warning sign that were given to all involved: the government of Liberia, the people of Liberia, the civil society, other political parties, and the international community. It's important to be guided by history.
Yeah. Yes, sir. So my name is Vani Kamara, and I come from the Liberian Network online news platform. My question is, beyond these requests that you are now making and the alarm that you've now sounded, what other actions are you planning to take if your recommendations, your requests are ignored?
Well, we will team up with all of the political parties involved. We will consult and we'll take appropriate actions that are necessary, because all power is inherent in the people of Liberia. And the people of Liberia have so many measures that are available to cause the government to change. And we are not limiting ourselves to legal action or political actions. All of them lie within the logical range of probability of what we can do.
And let me add that the proposals, recommendations we're making is not to benefit only one party. It also is beneficial to the ruling party itself if we want free, fair, transparent elections.
Okay, thank you. Councilor, my name is Tropon Repu and I work for OKFM. What kind of National Elections Commission do you want to see?
We want a National Elections Commission that the public will have confidence in, that is not tilted towards one party. Currently, the National Elections Commission is seen as a CDC commission, beginning with the chair.
What do you think, sir?
If you recall, when the former chairman, Jerome Kokoya, was appointed, he had participated in the 2011 election as a legislative candidate in Bond County. So when he was appointed by President Salif, CDC, the leading opposition party at the time, complained. And President Salif reached a negotiation with the CDC through his political leader at the time, Mr. Barra, to recommend someone. That's how the current chair was recommended. The rest of them, except for Councillor Dugley, the rest of them are affiliates of the CDC or powerful persons in the CDC. So we want an elections commission that will be perceived by all political parties in the Liberian pool to be neutral. Perception in politics matters. And I think the best way to do it is for the president to reach out to opposition political parties and the civil society to constitute an elections commission in the same manner as the Independent Human Rights Commission was constituted, or even how the TRC Commission was instituted with a strong input from civil society. Councillor?
Yeah, Councillor, I'm Jenkins G. Davis from the Aromida television platform. Tell us more about your broom.
Well, the broom is a symbol of unity and cleanliness. We are saying united, we Liberians united, we will sweep corruption from Liberia and have a clean country. Our cities, everyone will be clean. The symbol of the Liberian People's Party, which I'm showing every day, is the broom. Look at our emblem, it has the broom there. We are a party that want to establish a firm foundation of good governance. A firm foundation of good governance. And you cannot have a firm foundation of good governance without cleaning the dirt in government. The way Liberia is governed today is unclean. And it is not good. It doesn't make any Liberian, any well-meaning Liberian proud, because this country prides itself to be the first independent republic in Africa. Yet other countries are going ahead because of corruption, the endemic corruption that existed. We use the broom to clean corruption from Liberia.
Councillor Gongo, my name is Ronald George. I contribute to the New Democrat newspaper. Also, I'm the publisher of Era News on the web at eranews.org. You want the removal of the National Elections chairperson. How soon do you want it to be?
Like yesterday. She shouldn't be there. If the president of this country really believes in integrity, by the time it was reported that she awarded contracts to her brothers, she should have been removed. And the whole nation will have supported President Weah for being a man who believes in transparency. But when you are battered like that in position, and you have skeleton in your closet, I worked in government before. You become a pawn. Like there's a noose on your neck and you are afraid. So anything the government says you will go, because you can go anytime and the public will not be on your side. So they prefer her being there because it's easy to manipulate her based upon what she's done that the public is not happy with.
Okay, my name is Thomas Theophilus Ali. I report for Radio Bourgeois. So, Honorable, I want to know, with all these recommendations you and other opposition political parties have been making for the removal of Madam Director Brown Lasana and bringing sanity to the National Elections Commission, why, in case these recommendations aren't being adhered to, what way are you trying to follow, take your step? Are you going to take the NEC to court during election periods, or what way are you trying to take?
I just told you earlier that we will not exclude any action. All actions lie within the logical range of probability. We are informing the Liberian people about their future, about the stability of this country, about the development of this country. And power belongs to the people. The president in power is a servant of the people, or should be a servant of the people by law. He cannot refuse what the people want. There's no time in the history of this country where the people of Liberia wanted something and the president has refused. There are examples in other countries. There can be mass action of the people. There can be stay-home actions. There can be too many things. you know, and it can be effective. I can tell you, in the Bar Association in 2001, we took an action against the government when they jailed our president, the late Emmanuel Ray, and we decided to stay home, to boycott all courts and administrative forum in this country. And it was effective. The judiciary came to its knees. So there can be no limitation to what the actions that are possible. Government, the stability of government depends upon the trust and confidence of the people. And I don't think President Weah is prepared to risk that. So this is early warning sign to him. Let him look around. Where is Bashir today? No shooting, the people. The people of Philippines cause the powerful Ferdinand Marcos to come. Nobody should doubt what the people are capable of doing. So it's in the best interest of President Weah, as president of this country, to act on the popular will of the people and not to protect one person for any selfish interest.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've got three more questions to go, 2 more questions to go, and we'll take this.
Yeah, Councilor Jonathan Freeman, a freelancer at Sky FM. I wonder about your popularity. Your research done in Liberia has proven that you are a man of integrity. But some of the survey are dating, even your county, including other counties, the issue of popularity is lacking for you. Are you working on that ahead of the 2023 presidential and general election?
You know, President Obama is my role model. A man whose father came from Africa, a man who had no root in the African-American struggle in the United States, a man with wrong name politically in the United States, a man with little means, started his campaign with very little support. But that gave him the strength to work harder. In the end, he won the candidacy of the Democratic Party and then won a powerful political personality in the United States called John McCain. So what you said to me about the perception of my unpopularity is actually a stimulant. It stimulates me to work harder. I like my underdog status because that will make me work harder. Those who believe that they have their vote stuck in the icebox somewhere, that's fine. Let them not work. I have done in this electoral period what no presidential candidate has done in the history of Liberia, and I will do more. I went to 37 towns in Bond County, and I was told in those towns, like Fokole, Sanoye, Bonota, Gwenekole, Botota, Yolota, they were telling me in the history of Bond County, or even before that, the Central Province, you are the first presidential candidate to come to our towns. Only legislative candidates come here. I went to Nimba, I was told the same thing. Up to Butuo, I was told in Butuo that not even President Taylor, who used Butuo to come to Liberia, went there after he left. No presidential candidate had gone there before. So I'm going outside the box. As an underdog, I'm doing strange things in the interest of the people. Those who sit here and believe they're popular, that's for them. For me, you cannot solve a problem you don't know. So my going in the interior and visiting these people is opening my eyes to the problems. When my car gets stuck in the mud and I sleep on the way and can't reach the next time, the people are waiting for me, and I reach it the next day, they say, we waited for you 2 days. And I said, but I was stuck. That is learning experience for me.
Because I forgot to mention that you went to 106 towns.
I went to 106 towns in Nimba in 15 days. And all of them. I went to the Guinea border, where the St. John River, for example, is like between me and Stewart. I saw that, and it has encouraged me to go to every part of Liberia because I want to solve the Liberian people's problems. And by doing that, reduce poverty and increase, in fact, have millionaires outside government Today in Liberia, our millionaires are inside government. They are in this building. They are in the executive branch of government. We want millionaires outside government by empowering Liberian businesses, buying goods and services from Liberian people to create our own millionaires who can then create jobs for us. That's how we reduce poverty. You don't find private business for owning universities. The owner of universities are in this building. They are millionaires. There are other places. We want government to be a place of service, not a place to steal, so that the people's business can be attended.
Members of the press, at this time, we have come to the conclusion of our press statement, and your moderator has been Mr. Junius D. Zoka II, Secretary General of the Liberian People's Party, USA. But before then, we asked the comrade to give us the closing remark. He's our senior comrade. You can see,
seniority is shown.
Yes, right there.
Thank you very much. Members of the Fourth Estate, I recognize you are the most majority here. Fellow partisans, comrades, young sons and grandchildren from the university, the bastion of democracy, the light that will help us change the Republic of Liberia is there. We remember. We thank you for coming. Now, just before I seize the opportunity to say thank you, I'd like you to know that our effort in the formation of Moja, subsequently the Liberian People's Party, is because we believe in democracy and reaching out to the masses, to the people. They will make decisions. They will enlighten us. So as we've come to make this public statement is to provide an awareness for the citizens of the Republic of Liberia so they know what to do, what right. Because power is inherent in them. Their choice will make the difference. On that note, I say congratulations, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Oh, thanks. One point. You see, he didn't even tell me that, but I think I know his strategy. This man who wants to be president chose to tour Bon County first. I'm an Africanist. I think the only reason for that, and I don't know if I'm wrong, stand there, you will tell me, is because his mother comes from Bon County. The appropriate thing to do, any black man, anything you want done, you reach it to your uncles first. That's how I think I had to go to Bon County. Then he chose not to go to his father's and say, well, I just been to my mom. But this is what I want. He goes to Nimba. He came out home, he said, but the woman I got, the woman must say we want. So why all the people are? They loafer. So as he stands there, I don't think he got one here. He will be visiting Bassa after that. He goes to Lofa.
And
the thing is to reach
Bassa because they are my in-laws. My sister Edith Gonglo is married to Mason White, a Bassa man. All of these relationships are important. I have an honor dog, but I'll reach to all of my connections and see how they can look at me. You know, if your in-law is president, you have access to the president.
All right,
so
folks,
I wish all of you Merry Christmas.
Thanks for watching. This is Focus on Liberia.
I will start the road. I will spend the Christmas somewhere.
Again, listening to the voice
I told my family, no more family for the people of Liberia. And I will spend the New Year somewhere on the road going. You know, we call upon, everybody talks about collaboration. We call upon all the political parties to join us to collaborate on the need to have the integrity of the electoral process enhanced. That one is not a political issue. It's not a debatable issue. We call upon you, it's not a partisan political issue, not a partisan issue. We call upon all of you journalists to educate the Liberian people about the need to have an unquestionable electoral process that will be respected by the Liberian people and the international community. Thank you very much.
So thanks for watching. My name is Prince. This is Focus on Liberia TV. We are here at the grounds of the legislature, the Capitol building, where the Liberian People's Party executive and members have come to read a special statement, or major statement rather, to the legislature and the Liberian people, calling for the removal of the chairperson of the National Elections Commission and many other recommendations. Thanks for watching. Thanks for following. Thanks to the team in the US, Dennis Jar, Anthony C. Thanks to my colleague Theo Williams here in Liberia, who does all our technical work. I am Prince. Thanks for joining. Do join us another time for another fascinating broadcast and live field. Until then, bye-bye for now.